Hello, my name is Maria Fernanda Rasgado, and me and my team are going to present to you our infographic about Fifagate, the scandal that shook the world of football. As you could see here in our tiny introduction, the Fifagate scandal exposed systematic corruption within the FIFA and the global soccer governing body. It involved bribery, racketeering, fraud, and money laundering related to World Cup hosting, meaning the place, media right contracts, especially to Fox News, and FIFA elections, with illicit payments totaling over $150 million. This is all based on the US Department of Justice. Further on, we're going to explain to you more in depth what all of this costs and how it was discovered. Why is it so important to our society nowadays to understand a case like this one, and what can we do to stop these things from happening? It's very important to say that it's very sad that in sports media and in sports in general, these type of situations occur, given the fact that sports in general are supposed to bring people together, especially a sport like soccer, like football. So further on, we're going to explain to you how has this impacted our society and why it's important for us to present it to you.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and today I'm going to talk about the main causes and types of corruption that fueled the Fifagate scandal. To begin, one of the central causes was the league governance inside institution. This was a key because FIFA has a very little internal oversight, limited transparency, and almost not effective mechanisms to monitor the action of the highest executives. This lack of accountability created an environment where misconduct could happen without consequences. Another case was the presence of the massive financial incentives, hosting the rights from the World Cup, media contact, sponsorships that involved millions or billions of dollars. So officials have strong motivations to manipulate decisions for the personal gain. When such large of amount of money were involved, the temptation of corruption increased dramatically. And beyond the causes, Fifagate also exposed several types of corruption. One of the most prominent was embezzlement, where officials divert funds from the personal use instead of supporting football development, teams for the World Cup. Money is supposedly allocated to programs or events where the FIFA were supposed to play, or these things that must happen on the matches but really don't happen. There was also widespread bribery. Main FIFA officials accepted cash payments in exchange of awarding broadcast rights, like when the FIFA comes to a country, a TV media pays for the rights. That's one of the more problems when the bribery starts. Influencing World Cup has host selection or supporting central candidates in FIFA elections. These briefs often came from marketing companies seeking executive or high-profit contracts. Finally, the scandal revealed patterns of clientelism, meaning that the creation of the loyalty networks where favors, support, and privilege were exchanged among officials. This allowed corruption individuals to maintain power and ensure that others within the organization protect them. So this talks about that a lot of high executives or officials of FIFA was giving rights or permissions or support to central companies or teams or countries to bring them protection on exchange for the rights for the World Cup, for the TV of the World Cup, for the TV of matches, or also for the winning team. In summary, the corruption in FIFA was driven by league institutional controls and enormous financial incentives, and it manifested from such as embezzlement, bribery, and clientelism. Together, these factors created a deeply corrupted system that operated for years, until the Fifagate scandal brought everything to light. So I think that this is everything that we have about this case. Is a really huge problem, specifically and embezzlement was the highest problem, bribery and clientelism.
Well, today I want to talk about the Fifagate, the biggest corruption scandals in history of football. The Fifagate was a corruption on the world of football, but also exposed how power, money and politics can corrupt even the most regulated international institutions. In May 2015, the world woke up on a shocking news. Several high-ranking FIFA's officials were arrested in Switzerland at the request of United States Department of Justice, the FBI. The charges included bribery, racketeering, money laundering, and fraud, all connected to decades of corruption on the inside of FIFA. Those officials were sentenced with millions of hundreds of dollars in bribes in exchange for media rights, marketing deals, and even the selection of the host countries for the next major tournaments. The scandal revealed a system where decisions were influenced not by fairness or merit, but backdoor deals, secret meetings, and illegal payments. It damaged the credibility of FIFA because this makes some of the officials on FIFA go to another tournaments, and one of the central consequences of Fifagate was the resignation of FIFA longtime president Sepp Blatter. Fifagate serves as an important reminder: even the most powerful institution must be transparent, and even the most developed sport must protect from corruption. Football brings nations together, inspires communities, and makes people be happy. But for the game retain its integrity, but to those who live well need in most act with honesty and responsibility. At the end, Fifagate was not just a story about corruption, it was a call of reform. It changes the rethink. Thank you.
To understand the true scale of Fifagate, we need to look at how the corruption actually operates. This wasn't random or improvised, it was a structured system repeated constantly, almost like an international business model built to exploiting global football. The modus operandi always began the same way. Officials identified lucrative opportunities, whether it was World Cup bids, media rights contracts, or major commercial deals. Once a valuable opportunity appeared, everything moved behind closed doors. Briefs were negotiated privately, far from any kind of oversight or institutional control. But the key was how the money flowed. Payments were never delivered directly. Instead, they were hidden through intermediaries, offshore companies, and shell accounts, creating complex financial routes designed to erase any trace of corruption. And this allowed the system to operate for many years without intermediate detection. In exchange for these high payments, corruption officials fulfilled their side of the deal. They deliver votes, award contracts, or influence key decisions in favor of whoever paid them. Over time, this system turned FIFA into a place where decisions weren't based on merit, fairness, or transparency. They were based on who could pay the highest brief. Fifagate ultimately revealed a harsh truth. When you combine billions of dollars, zero oversight, and weak governance, corruption isn't just possible, it becomes inevitable. The organization functioned less like a sport governing body and more like a criminal enterprise. And that's why the scandal matters. It shows the urgent need for transparency, independent checks, and real protection for whistleblowers, because without those safeguards, the beautiful game of football becomes the private business of a few powerful individuals.
Now that you've seen and you've heard what the entire case is about, here is our conclusion as to why we chose this case. Other than the fact that we like football because we come from a nation that is very football based, we believe that Fifagate teaches all of us something very powerful and interesting. We believe that because we're Mexico, a developing country, that corruption only happens here, but not really. Here's a clear example. All of this situation happened in Switzerland, one of the most advanced countries in the entire world, with the greatest economies, with the greatest people, with the greatest jobs. But they have these cases too. And that's why it's important that we, as citizens of our country and of the world, we fight this corruption together. Fifagate exposed an equation no institution can survive. Billions of dollars plus real zero oversight equals guaranteed corruption. The arresting Zurich, the falling president, the life bans, and the recovered hundreds of millions prove one thing: sunlight works. The lesson is clear and non-negotiable. Transparency, independent checks, and protected whistleblowers aren't optional extras. They're the only way to keep power honest and a beautiful game. Truly beautiful. Thank you.